Hi, welcome back to Kweshunga. I am super excited to host you yet again on this amazing space where we live, we play, and we inspire. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking, for commenting, for subscribing, all those things. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, we have had a series of conversations around hosting people, hosting events, hosting groups, hosting individually at home. And we have learned over the past few the first few episodes that hosting is all about relationship. And so today I am deeply enthused to introduce someone that I deeply care about, but also someone I admire. And this person is going to talk to us about the art of hosting in their own way. And everybody that we have hosted on this space has had a unique thing to teach us. And so today our special guest is also going to add value to us in more ways than one, but we're also going to have fun, we're going to play, we're going to laugh, because that's the kind of person that she is. So welcome with me, our special guest for today, Dr. Miriam Matembe. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. I am so happy to host you today.
Thank you very much, Tanya. I didn't know it was going to.
And it's a Kweshunga space, so it's for playing.
We call it Kweshunga.
You see?
Why not too aged to Kweshunga?
Kweshunga has no age, so all the young, the old, the middle-aged, everyone is welcome to the show. Yes. Because Kweshunga is part of life.
Yes. All that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for making me feel younger and Kweshunga, because I didn't know that this was the type of a program it was. But I'm very happy to be part of the people you are hosting.
Thank you. So for people who don't know you, who are just watching Kweshunga maybe for the very first time, please tell us who you are and what you do and how you know this beautiful young woman seated next to you.
You know, for me, yes, I have to begin with that one. How I came to know Sanyu. You know, for me, my life, my passion in life is about gender equality and women's empowerment.
Yes.
I was born and crafted and designed to fight for women and young girls for their justice, fairness, and equality. And it is along that path that I'm meeting young and exciting girls, young girls like Sanyu here, because we met in our struggle for...
It's true.
Fighting for justice, young women like Helena, like Sanyu, like they are quite a number.
Yes.
And you know the good thing is that they are making me stay younger.
But you're young at heart, always.
Otherwise, if I was not meeting young people like you, where would I be? And one thing I thank God for is that although God gave me biological sons only.
Yes, you have so many daughters.
Gifted me with so many daughters. When people come here and if I say, this is my daughter, I tell which one is this one. Then I start explaining, oh, you mean you have not met the other daughters?
Yes.
So now God blessed me with so many daughters. Now they bring handbags, they bring what? You think I still buy anything? Anyway, having said that, of course, you know, I'm excited to have met you people, the struggles we are going through, and now I'm happy that you come to call me to Kweshunga.
Yeah, you come and Kweshunga.
Fighting, but this time it's Kweshunga. To be happy and excited. Well, they call me Miriam Matembe for those who have not heard me, those who have not seen me. You are now seeing me on this camera. For those who have seen me or heard about me, I am Miriam Matembe. Incidentally, I have just learned that actually I've been out, I don't know, in public life, meaning now paid and elective and job public life for good, I think 16 years.
16?
Out. That means the children, the girls and boys of 16 years, if God had not left me in public space,
They
would
wouldn't
not
know you.
about me.
Yes,
But
if they are
now,
not.
because of God's favor, which I praise so much, I'm now also known by the young ones.
Yes.
So I thank God I don't have to introduce myself so much. All I need to say, where I'm Miriam Matembe.
Yes.
I'm a lawyer
Your
by
contribution, your
profession.
legacy
I'm a lawyer
speaks
by
for you.
profession. I'm a politician by calling. God calls me on public platform to fight causes.
Yes.
They have had the cause I have always fought. I'm very passionate about young people and women. I fight for their strengthening. I want them in power, in authority, because when they are powerless in terms of resources, powerless in terms of authority, then they are trampled on. So I always want to fight for them. Now what haven't I done? I have been, I've been
That's a
member
good
of
question.
parliament
What have I not done?
For 20 years, a politician for 20 years on national level.
Yes.
I occupied the member of parliament, Uganda, member of parliament, Pan-African parliament, minister, the one who founded Ministry for Ethics and Integrity, one of the commissioners of the Uganda Constitutional Commission that made the Constitution of Uganda, CA delegate, you know. I am a founding member of almost every women's organization.
I am flying with high people today.
And human rights organization in this country and beyond, organizations like Feminine, Wildafi, and name them.
Yes.
I mean, what haven't I seen and done? And on that is profession, education, of course, the old girls of Weranyanji,
Weranyanji,
Namasagari College, you know, Werantare.
Yes.
And then, of course, when it comes now on the family platform, I am a married woman, married to Nekemia Matembe. This is our home. And actually, last month, we knocked 45 years.
45.
45 years in marriage.
I partake of that blessing.
I bless you because these days
I receive that blessing of long lasting marriage.
With young girls, their marriages are breaking quickly. And that's why I want, actually, when I put Say We Go, I had wanted to get the not married and then the young married. I want to teach them and show them things are possible.
Yes.
Because these days people don't think things are possible.
Yes.
So you can look on the wall if the camera can catch all those are the weddings
of your people.
And on
very
the other
beautiful.
Side, there is the ladies' women's corner with me as their commander.
Yes.
And so, what
Commander Miriam.
So since I did all this, I served this country, I served the region, I served
the people.
I still continue serving, by the way, name it Mothers Union. Do you know that I'm even an actor? I have acted 2 plays on the National Theatre, and both of them at each particular time were declared as the plays of the year.
Wow.
And we got an award.
Were they filmed? Were they documented?
But that was one of them was called Rwamanama Kage in Mothers Union, because I had wanted to pursue my fight for gender equality. There, during Obote's time, I mean, things were difficult, and the only entrance I had made was Mothers Union.
Yes.
But when I reached there, I found Mothers Union don't have my
you don't
fire.
Yes,
they didn't have my spirit. But
they couldn't take your fire.
I managed to work with them, and we came out with a play Rwamanama Kage. We are portraying gender-based violence in the homes.
Yes.
We did some kind of teaching because we went the whole country and we won an award. Now, when we started ACFOD, this time it had come 1986 in Museveni's government, and did a troop.
I was not yet born in 86, but okay.
Troop. I was one of the founding members of
Ndere. Oh.
Wow. What do they call them?
The dancing. Okay, you were part of the founding members.
Yes. And so with the Ndere troop, we Akford and Ndere troupe together, we acted a play called The Time Bomb. Because when I had come on public scene, people were not understanding me.
Yes,
They
you had so much fire.
I was like,
fierce woman.
when you open a cage and a dog has been sealed there, caged, and you open, the way it runs out. I was running with this whole issue of
gender equality, yes.
Women's rights and that kind of thing, and then I was being accused
standing up against men and power.
And I am an English woman, and yet when I started to struggle, I had never even seen an English woman. So I got into a troupe and I gave them a play, and it was called
The Time Bomb.
And actually it has been a time bomb. I told the whole issue for fighting for women's rights. By then, the language gender equality and women's
was not yet
but it was women's rights. My struggle was why should girls be treated like this? Why should they be discriminated? Why should women suffer? Why should they be beaten? Why? So when NRM came with the woman question high upon the agenda, I say, women, where are you? We had just established Akford. I got out
just
to run with
out,
the cause. And what did I do? I say, you know what? Plays are the most effective means of communication. So I got in the troupe.
And you got the play.
The Time Bomb.
So you say you started Kweshungaring a long time ago. Because using plays, using all that is Kweshunga. You're using art.
Everything. I use my mouth. I use my hand as a skill. I'm a writer.
To write.
I used to act.
Yes.
So I went on the stage. We staged The Time Bomb. We are telling people this struggle for gender equality and women's empowerment, struggle for women's rights is a time bomb. You better join us, and we detonate it or what?
Yes.
Because I was looking at it, we have come out. And if they come out forceful,
we will just explode.
We shall just explode like a bomb.
Like a bomb.
So I was telling them, through that play, we educated people. What is it that women want? What is it about gender equality and women's empowerment? And what are you telling us? So we were telling them the message through the play, and it also won as the play of the year. I think that was over. By the way, I was staging when I was a parliamentarian. I was in parliament. So
you can question also while you have a serious job. You can be a parliamentarian and still question.
I remember one time when I was in parliament, I think was it Honorable Kanyomos who raised it, said, Atimatembe thinks this is a theater. I said, I don't know the extent to this man is ignorant, because theater is the
you
most
can use it a tool, yes.
Communication
it's the most effective tool. True.
So I shut them down. So I have done it all. I have seen it all. And here I am.
So glad to hear these
But
stories.
the most important thing about my life is that, forget about titles. By the way, I'm the Honorable Dr. Miriam Matembe, meaning I have 3 degrees in law. One from Makerere, another from University of Warwick, the doctorate from Victoria University in Vancouver. So those are titles, but the most important title is that I am a child of God. I love Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. All this that I have achieved is not my own. It is walking in God's purpose for my life. The word of God says that it is God who works in us
to do and to will,
and to act according to his purpose. So I thank him for the favor he has given me, because he gave me a childhood dream. He enabled me to realize it and document it, and he made me to live longer to see this battle being moving forward. And because I remember in Akford at one time we wrote a book, Visible at Last. And when we established the Mama FM, we put there Audible at Last. And then with Ford, we wrote a book, The Rising Tide. And I had said when we were launching it that the next book would be The Roaring Wave. But unfortunately, we have not seen the rolling
We shall
And
make
it
the
hurts
rolling wave
me.
happen.
The wave has not rolled.
We shall make the rolling wave happen. Now that's our legacy to fulfill,
That's
because
what
you're
I have
passing
you
it
over
on to us, and we shall make it happen. I don't know anyone out there who does not know that you love having people around you, that you love hosting people, that you love serving people, that you love taking care of people. And you called it purpose. I like that you called it purpose and you called it a calling from God. But I also think that it's a gift that you have uniquely been given, because your home is always open to people. Your home is always open to strangers. Your home is always serving. How did you get here? How did you... Is it a thing that you grew up doing? You saw your parents hosting and so you learned to host? Is it a thing your husband loves to do, and so when you got married you just decided, okay, I will open my home to everybody? Is it a thing that you as Miria, you're conscious about and you love and you just want to keep giving people? Because who opens their home like this to everyone?
Actually, the truth is just that you are just telling me that I haven't perceived I haven't perceived it in that perspective. For me, what I know is I fight for justice, fairness, and of course you don't fight for people when they're
Only
not
on
there,
the street,
and
yes.
you don't fight alone.
Yes.
So I think inevitably
People are always around you because of the cause.
I deal with certainly involves people. But maybe now that you are making me think about it, the truth is that actually this home, this home has hosted people ever since, like, we married.
Yes.
The brothers, the nieces, the cousins, the whatever. I don't know which relative
has
that
not been
passed
here
in this home to be cared for. They go to school. The graduation comes.
The party is
their
hosted
weddings
here.
come, everything. But I think I've been seeing it as
a normal thing,
as a natural normal thing. But besides that, I grew up in a big home, actually. My mother's side comes from big
Kashari.
home, Kashari. Our great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, I think had 27 wives.
27, wow.
Because we are many. My mother, in fact, all this whole group where we are many, we are now reducing, many have died. They call me big sister.
Yes.
They are people who are like you, even younger, who are my cousins. Why? Because that grandfather, Yakobo Kandabahi, I understand he was a chief, Murka chief. That is the grandfather of my mother, because he was a father of my mother's mother.
Mom.
So my mother was big. For instance, you know Uncle John Kazora,
yes.
Honorable John
yes.
Kazora,
yes.
is my uncle. His mother was my mother's aunt, but they were equal in age.
Oh,
they were like
so
sisters.
They were like sisters.
Because
yes.
by the time my mother was born, her grandfather was still producing.
Hey, of course, 27 wives is many, so you have, by the time you go around.
So that means me, I'm big. They call me Aunt Miria, but then in other words, they say big sis because I'm their cousin, but they call me Aunt Miria. So we belong to that big family, and I think they appeared to be together. And I don't know, my mother was sort of like favorite to those uncles.
Yes.
I don't call them uncles.
They are grandparents.
Their sons are my uncles.
Yes.
But those sons were my uncles. Also, we grew up together.
Yeah, so it's awkward to just say uncle when you're the same age.
But then we were like, they were also together. I think they used to come home, like at my home. think they used to love my mother because she was their niece, but I used to see her reconciling them when they're having their battles and so on.
Yes.
So what I found out is that nature of being the one to bring them together, to reconcile them. They used to run to her and report each other, and she used to love everybody. I think that characteristic was transferred in me.
Yes.
Because now that you are making me think about it, in that home, it's like they all, I gather them, and they gather around me.
Yes.
And before those gather around me, all those grandmothers and grand aunts, they really loved me. The old men there, they loved me. They would rush to me. If she has something to cut nails, they come to me. If they want to send for something. So they loved me. They somehow, I was like, they're special. I don't know. But I think this is God.
Yes.
It originates from God, I think.
Yeah.
Because even me to come and also be the one to take...
To convene, like, and to have the...
I convene them, and it's a joy that I convene them. And then when I married this husband also, he was in brewery. Those days, beer was also very expensive.
Yes.
So when they had beer here, so his fridge is always
full of beer. So people would come to drink.
They would come to drink the beer. And everybody, for me now, I'm just noticing that people
always come around you.
Roast pork, all these things. So it has like been like that. But you can see the origin, the big family. When you come from the big family and they are all relating, and then you also come and it follows you.
Which is interesting because you see some people grow up in big families and the mentality is that I don't want to have a big family. I don't want to host. They turn out the opposite of you because some people feel like because I had so many people around me growing up, I want my small neat family. I want my children, my husband alone. I want to have this space alone because I never had that as a child. Always there. You know those things our grandparents or parents used to do to us. I don't know if they did that to you, but I've experienced it that when a visitor comes and the house is not enough, then the children go off the bed and the visitors sleep. Then you share, sleeping on the...
Ask my children. They don't speak, children.
You did the same.
I did, and let me tell you, you don't know how many, what is very interesting, you don't know how many girls I picked. I meet them and they say their parents are not as,
and you say, come
God
home.
has given you to me, and I tell my sons, now you stay there, this is a bedroom for girls. And I say, bring sheets, bring what? I remember one time when I got a girl called Gloria to go to university. You know, I had always said that if I had a daughter, I'd call her Gloria. So when I was a minister now, I went in the morning, I found a girl called Gloria. I brought her there, she came in. She said she's Gloria. I said, where are you from? She was an orphan.
Yes.
At that, is it Naguru? There's a school there at Tintinda.
Which one is
Up
it?
There, primary schools.
Kalinabiri. Yeah, because there's a Kalinabiri in Tinda.
She was coming from there. They brought her. She told me. The moment she said, I'm
Gloria, you fell in love.
She has no fees. They are calling her to study chemical, is it whatever?
Engineering.
Statistics. My son had just finished statistics. I said, come. I said, God has brought me Gloria. I brought her here, introduced her to the children. I have got Gloria. Now bring your books. You have finished.
Give them to her.
Bed sheets with.
And in this mix, what is your husband thinking? Because you've just.
He never says, who is this? He never. So the girl came. The girl came and I put her in a bedroom and I said, bring sheets,
Oh my
your
God.
books, you bring your set, what do they call it?
Those mathematical sets, yes.
You bring, eh? And I remember my son said, when we were carrying the boy, the girl to the hospital, one of my sons said, I hope this time mommy's girl will stay. No, I don't think that was Gloria. That was Akero. That was
You
Akero
even have
going
more
to
than
university.
one.
That
Jesus
was Akero going
Christ.
to
How
university.
many did you
Yeah,
collect?
The Gloria, when Gloria came, you know what she did? Gloria was in secondary school. When I was minister, Gloria is in secondary school. So I said, this is your bedroom, you know, you are our daughter and so on. And she's welcome. And I take her to, during the holidays, before I even got a place, you know, whenever I would go away, she would go and sleep. And then the boys come, they do their work, and when I come, she jumps quickly to go and serve the food, which
When
she
has been doing nothing.
And kumbe, she was disturbing them. They were very unpeaceful. She was bringing chaos, and things were not working. And me, I didn't know. Then one time I went with them to Mbarara to my friend Jory. We stayed in her home, and let me tell you, when I'm your friend, we're in trouble.
Hey.
Because the moment I become your friend, I come with my baggage.
All your people.
All my people.
But
The moment
Miriam,
they know
now
you-
in this day and age, we don't have those big houses to
The
accommodate
moment
all
they
your
know
baggage.
You, the moment they know you, you are my friend. My brothers, my what, they come
Everyone.
there. They become part of you. So
Are we also allowed to come with our baggage into your home?
So Munange Gloria, this one time we were in a meeting, that family, they quarreled, and then in the morning went on to decide the cases. What is the problem? And then they started talking. My boys were not talking, they don't talk a lot. And then Gideon said, you know, Mommy, Gloria doesn't know you. He tries to please you. He doesn't know that for you can't ever be pleased. I demand, so she's doing all these lies
to make you happy,
to make
yes.
it please you. Kumbe was saying she's deceiving and that kind of thing. And then my boy said, Grace was the youngest. He said that for me, in this world, can you imagine which word had he seen? He said, for me, in this world, I have not seen anybody who has disturbed me
Like Gloria.
And the boy was like 10 or 12 years.
Imagine a 10-year-old.
But for me in this world, there's nobody who has disturbed me like Gloria. I said,
Gloria, have you heard? What have you been doing?
To disturb my children. So I'm going to take you to a boarding school. I took her to a boarding school in Chinoni, and I told her, you know, you are not going to call yourself Matembe because you are not well behaved. When she reached there, said me, I'm Matembe. They say, come and sweep. How can a minister's girl sweep?
Hey.
And they called me, my friend. They called me to sort out issues of that girl. But when she finished S4, I continued. By the time she finished S4, I found she was lying. She had her parents. She was what?
Dear.
I said, okay, go back to your parents.
Oh, dear.
Then after that, Akero.
Akero
I
came.
am Akero. I finished that. She finished. Sempanji Simanyi was taking care of her. Which I said, hey, Akero, she's coming to study statistics. I said, very good.
You really love statistics.
So I brought that one. Bring books, bring everything. This is your bedroom and so on. We drove her to Makerere. When we were driving her to Makerere, my son said, I really pray for Mommy that this time this girl
will stay, because they had been banned with Gloria before. They didn't want you to do that.
She was imposter. When I reached there, everything, I had shopped everything. I went, then she came back here. She said she wants what. I said, but my son Gid has finished Makerere. She didn't want all those things. Anyway, she went there. Then when I went to visit her, I reached there, I said, where is Akero? Akero, she's not here. She ran away long ago. She was a thief. She was...
Oh dear.
That one also disappeared like that. And we got her, I think they got her and put her on police somewhere in one day, and I was flying out of the country. I said I will find her there. When I left, she died and through herself that she's dead, they took her to Mulago for treatment in a casualty. She disappeared. So from that time, I said,
I'm not taking people again. But you said something
So
about if I'm your friend, then I'm in trouble because you're going to come with all your people. So last week when I called you to have a conversation with you, you told me that you had girlfriends around. I call them girlfriends because, I mean, they are still your girlfriends. You're still girls. Yes, you told me they traveled all the way to come and stay. Tell me about that kind of, what kind of life is that? Sleepover with your friends.
For a weekend with my friend, my beloved friend, Maxi Nankura.
Yes.
Maxi Nankura. And even in Nyakojo.
Yes, Nyakojo, all the way from
members
of Ackford. Yes.
We have to keep in touch because when we started Ackford, that was the best of my life. Because, you know, for me, I'm at my best when I'm with women, talking with women, talking for women, and by women. You know, once women are there,
you're happy. It's over. It's finished.
I will be talking about them whether you are men or what, but I'm talking about the subject is women.
Women, yes.
Or when I'm with women talking with
about
them,
women and with women.
That's my best. So now in Ackford we really formed a formidable family. I'm telling you, I haven't seen an organization for women by women. As Ackford. Am I not a founding member of so many of them? But Ackford, we came Action for Development. It brought women who were longing. I think they were all, wherever they were longing to come and fight for the cause. And then we found ourselves together and we got the rural women and we got the whatever. And we got, for us, we said these other organizations, we are either professional or what. But Ackford was for any woman.
Yes.
And whichever woman came to Ackford
was welcomed.
And she never became the same again. I don't know what sort of spirit was in Ackford, but it was so infectious and so influential that we all like became one. And so even after we have long outlived and Ackford, our baby has been left there,
yes,
we always
meet to reconnect and remember, reminisce about the old days. Yes.
7 of us, we usually want to come together and see. So this time we had come to sleep over here. You know Ankura Foundation?
Yes.
That is Maxine Ankura. She's about to be 87 now. In 5 months to be 87. There was even in Nyakojo.
Nyakojo, yes.
That one is 70.
70
the other
something.
time we are celebrating her 70 years. For me, I have knocked 67. But you know, we came to sleep over and Matembe was there. For him, I have to see. This time I say, oh, we are coming to sleep over for a weekend. And we are here, we talk and eat and enjoy and look back.
And that makes your relationship even more solid.
And reflect. Yeah. Actually, there are men I haven't seen for long. But you know what? For me, I can't be there without people.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like me. I also can't be there without people.
Maybe I go and look for them somewhere. But I've been seeing that as a natural thing. For instance, when we meet as women.
As women, yes.
You know, do you know that just meeting and having a cup together, even if you don't even talk much, do you know what influence? Somebody may have slept you know, miserable and so on, but now you meet, when you meet, in the talking, sharing, that's how, by the way, God speaks. God speaks through people and events. Yes. Like when you call women here and they come to visit, they meet in a corner, the other ones are there, and they are discussing. Maybe you get, kumbe, this is what I was thinking last night. So this is the answer. And let me tell you, by the way, Sanyu. By the way, I love your name, Sanyu. That's why you are so happy.
Yes, always.
Because you know names really matter.
Yes.
For me, my father called me Koburunga. Kurunga is a beautiful.
But you know kurunga is to bring people together. You know, it's also about, so okurunga, it's to bring together.
And put nice and
yes.
make it good.
So koburunga means you bring people together. And you already are. Yes.
You bring
wow.
them together.
Such power.
So I wanted to say that it really makes a difference in life. And for me, I don't see how I can be without people. In fact, this home, I don't know how many weddings we have had here. If you are to reflect, but do you know how it pays? And let me tell you what I have found. In my home, I was born with nine siblings. But can you imagine, I was the fourth child. I had 3 ahead of me. But how come that I'm like the heir of my
Your parents.
We are remaining now with one boy, the big one, and I'm the 3 girls. One is younger than me, the 2 are bigger than me. But how come that God chose me in that home? I'm the leader. And I'm the one. Others died. Others died without children. But I'm the one. I have been able to see my children's children. I've been able to pay school fees for all of them. I married them.
Wow.
In fact, just on 15th now.
15th of
month,
October, yes.
Marrying out to one. Now cousins. Now I'm on.
Now
cousins.
you've moved to now even cousins.
I have married out to my cousins' daughters and sons, and so I'm the one.
That's such a blessing, Miria. That's such a blessing.
And you know what? By doing that, it is not those people whom I bless that have been blessing me. No. Out of nowhere,
God uses other people to be a blessing. Yeah.
Young other women and they come, young girls. A girl can come with a problem and I sort it from that day. She's my daughter. And I tell people I lost my daughter here. Recently I lost my two great daughters. It was so painful. I don't know whether you know Nina Correction? Nina, but you know Piato.
Yes.
Do you know Piato?
Yes.
That Piato, you know Professor William Baze.
Yes, I know Professor.
He's our nephew. He also grew up here with us, like my son. And then his wife is the first daughter in love that I got. The late Arsi Vazeyo. She just passed on last year. It was so painful. But that daughter of mine, even these my sons who are marrying, I would say, yeah, there is chief one here. You must look to this one for whatever. Then I had also Anna Taremwa, also like my big daughter. Then I had this Mutoro woman who came in, Faith. She just came in and I didn't know her. She told me a problem. I sort of sorted it out and eventually she wedded with her husband, Tom Oluka. And after that she told me, you know, my mom died long ago. Can you be my mommy? I said, yeah, you are welcome. That girl, I lost her last year also. It was so unfortunate.
Those are very painful to deal with.
Beautiful girl, I tell you. Anytime she would remember my birthday, my wedding anniversary, before I know, the handbag is here, the chitenje has come, the necklace is here. In fact, the other day, Irene Ovonji sent me a necklace. I thought I would wear it. Irene Ovonji, and for me, my girls, they are apparel, they are what, they are from everywhere.
Yes. And that's the thing. But you see, when
I want to ask you, what is life? I think we are about to conclude.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that to me, life is about people. And let me tell you, when God created all these things we are told, after creating them, say, so what? Everything is good. But
we are missing something.
Who was there to appreciate God? who will thank me and praise me for what I have done, and in any case relate to me and rule my things,
Yes.
so that we can ask and say, God was in heaven. He could not come here to rule over the earth. So he created a human being to relate
And he
to
walks
him,
through people.
to relate to him, to rule his creation. And after creating this human being, the man was not talking. He was like a statue there, because he didn't know God's language. So, although he was created in God's image, he was not God himself.
Yes, yes.
So he didn't know God's language. And so God said, let me create a suitable companion.
Yes.
And that's how the woman came from the rib of the man. And as soon as the man saw the woman, life entered into him, and he burst
He began to kweshunga.
and started kweshunga, man, woman of woman, rib of my rib. And God said, fantastic.
Yes.
And therefore we are told that since these two started communicating with one another, relating with one another, God also
God
used
is
to come
also
in the evening
and commune with
relate.
them.
God
Yes.
is a relational God.
It's true.
That's why God is God the Father,
The
God the
Son,
Son,
and the
God
Holy
the Holy Spirit.
Spirit.
He's a relational God. He created us in his image so that we may be relational. And in this world, it is about people.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Sanyu, whatever talent and skill God gave you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It
It's
is to be
to
used
serve God's people.
for others, to render service to God's people, and render them in such a way that it will give him glory. And when it gives him glory, then he will reward you.
Yes.
When you see an orange like that, and it is with fruit, have you ever seen an orange eat fruit?
No.
They are there for us.
Us to enjoy.
And when we enjoy,
it bears more fruit.
and we manure it, and we trim it, and we do that. So whatever God created is meant to be relational.
Yeah.
So life exists in relational, and life exists not in wealth, not in positions, not in possessions, but it exists in knowing God's purpose for your life and using it
To be a
serve his
blessing to
people.
other people.
And
Yes.
then you will live joyfully.
Wow.
And you know what? The word of God says that the righteous, those are the people who walk in God's way,
Yes.
and does what he wants, will flourish like a palm tree.
Yes.
They will
Planted
grow
by the side of
like a cedar of Lebanon, planted in the house of God, and growing in God's court. And let me tell you, even in their old age,
Yes, they will bear fruit.
They will stay fresh
Yes.
and green,
Yes,
proclaiming
God's
is
goodness.
God.
Yes.
So, when people say, but you look young, you know, I
Like
want to
it's
contest for the seat of the elder.
Yes, I have
when
been
I was
told.
going through my nomination form, some old woman said, for you, miaka ejja kujjamu, the years will get you out because you haven't yet reached the age of the elderly.
Because she thought you
I
were
said,
still
what
a
are you
young.
talking about? Of course, I'm above 60. But because of the joy, you know, my motto is the joy
Of the Lord.
serving others. May the joy of serving others be truly rewarding.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
my motto.
Yes.
The
Wow.
joy of serving
Wow.
others.
Wow.
May it be truly rewarding.
And I
it
will
has
take that with
been
me.
Rewarding.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you. I feel like I could sit under this wisdom and all these stories the whole day, and so could we. Yeah, but I am so grateful for your time, and so grateful that you love me. I know you love me. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. Yes, I know that you love me, and I am so grateful for your love. I just want to conclude our session today by saying that may the joy of serving others be rewarding to you, even as you Kweshunga this week. Until next time, we remain Kweshunga team. Bye-bye.
Kweshunga now. Today I've been so happy about the topic.
Thank you so much.